Hey everyone, welcome to SheaRants. I am Buff Shaggy. I'm once again joined by my good buddy Old Man Wickles over here, aka Sib and I. Welcome to the channel.
Hey, could you keep it down over there, buddy?
Of course, yeah, I'll get off the wall
Yeah.
eventually.
No, I appreciate you having me on again, man. It's always a good time.
Yeah, no problem. So today we're talking about another absolute bloody cinematic masterpiece, Scooby-Doo 2, Monsters Unleashed. And I know you bloody love this movie.
It's honestly my favorite of all the live action movies. It's my favorite. It's just a classic. I even like it better than Spooky Island, and I know that's a hot take, but
Yeah.
I do. I love this movie.
What, you don't like Scooby-Doo, the Curse of the Lake Monster?
Oh man, I forgot about that one. That one
Yeah.
is a hidden gem. Yeah, those are the first one's okay, and that like little new remake ones or whatever. First one's okay. Why they gave Fred it's just like dark brown spiky hair, I'll never understand. But hey, well, sure, why not? But the second one was real rough.
Yeah.
But that can't be said for these ones.
We'll get to them eventually, don't worry. I'll bring you back on for
Yeah.
those as
All right.
well. We'll watch those on the Watch Bite before we do the review, so we can actually remember them. I don't remember anything
Yeah.
from those. I won't lie.
Facts.
But yeah, so I love this movie. Like, I agree with you. I don't, well, not all the way, but I don't think it's better than the first one, but I think it's close. I don't understand why like people hate both of these movies so much. Like, they bang. They're cinematic
Yeah.
masterpieces. They're awesome. It's Scooby Doo.
Exactly. This was
Melvin
Oppenheimer
Doo.
in 2004.
Yeah, exactly. But sure, it doesn't have Melvin
Yeah.
doing this one. Rest of his soul. I guess he died or something. But
Yeah,
this one's Buff Shaggy.
it does. And it has like Tasmanian Devil Scooby, so there's also that.
Yeah,
It also has one of my favorite scenes. So obviously we know it's Monsters Unleashed. So this
yeah,
movie has tons of monsters roaming around. But this time around, it's like actual monsters. It's not people in a mask.
yeah,
Obviously besides the person in control, but they create like actual monsters from the costumes of the previous cases or whatever.
yeah.
And that one of the scenes. Do you remember the scene where Shaggy and Scooby they run and hide? They lock themselves in a room, and then they see a monster's behind them, and the monster's like, "I'm gonna get you." And then like
Yeah.
Shaggy and Scooby see it's a cotton candy monster.
And
they,
Deep,
just, yeah, they just eat them. Yeah, it's just stupid. I
well,
love it.
speaking of food, the opening of this movie is bloody mental.
Yeah.
With what was it, like the pterodactyl?
Yeah.
Pterodactyl ghost? Oh, I'm just remembering all the fun things in this movie. And like they grab onto it, they're just flinging it across the table. The thing that confused me, they said like that meal took like 3 years to make.
Yeah.
That would be moldy. That would be
Yeah.
out of date.
Yeah.
That would be decaying. Who
All it
would eat
is just a block of cheese because they like to age cheese. It's just a
moldy
block of cheese.
cheese?
Yeah.
Yeah. But no,
Fun
it's
fact: if
just
you
so
eat that,
iconic.
you're wrong though.
Yeah. Yeah, but I feel like similar to the original, this has just such an iconic intro.
It really does. It again also starts with kind of like a trap gone wrong, basically, and all that,
Yeah.
and like you see the museum just get like torn to shreds
Yeah.
because they're
And
going for all the costumes and stuff.
yeah, and it's kind of like the reverse of the first one, whereas in the first one, Scooby and Shaggy, like, they're all both just chill and happy the whole time. In this one, they're basically just depressed because everything is blamed on them.
Yeah. Yeah, and like also like speaking of sadness, they're like being sad and like the most luxurious like high tech thing I've ever seen in 2004.
Oh, their
Their little
house scene?
hideout, yeah,
Yeah.
it's just like insane technology in there, dude. They're Batman before Batman was on the streets.
Yeah. No, I mean, I also just like the weird like costumes they wear in this movie as well. Like, I didn't need to see like Velma dressed like that. I didn't need to see like
Yeah,
Shaggy dressed like that. I can't remember what Fred dressed like. But yeah.
Yeah. At least, other than them doing like, let's just say, brave choices,
Yeah,
um, I will say, at least for the most part, they all look kind of like how they're supposed to.
yeah,
It kind of goes back into the other live action we're talking about. Fred looks nothing like Fred in those ones. At least here, he has the blonde hair like Fred.
yeah.
I don't know. It's just like, at least they look like him. I mean, their clothes,
Yeah, true.
outfits were,
At least it look like him.
yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah. But again, it's the same cast from the first movie as well, and they did a standout job again.
yeah. I mean, once again, I love Matthew Lillard as Shaggy. I love Sarah Michelle Gellar as Daphne. Yeah,
Daphne,
we got a
yeah.
comment on the last video where a guy just said like, oh, I hate I hate Sarah Michelle Gellar as Daphne, which like I don't really get you though. She's alright as Daphne.
I liked her as Daphne a lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I like I like what they did with her character and stuff as well. They
Yeah.
gave her more of a role and stuff. I like that.
Yeah, she's not just like, oh, I'm gonna go get kidnapped and just sort of sit in the room for like the rest of the movie.
Exactly. You know who also had like a good little like plot as well? It is Velma. Yeah,
Yeah,
didn't need to see her wearing that little outfit, but it was nice seeing her trying to be happy and find someone.
yeah,
Because as you've seen in the previous video, if you haven't watched it, you better watch it soon. But in
yeah,
the previous video, we also talked about how in that movie she also had like a guy that she was talking to, and it didn't work
yeah,
out. Let's just say that it did not work out between them. And so it's like while you start watching this one, you're kind of hoping, hoping the best for her. Hope she could be, be happy with somebody.
yeah. In both these movies, she gets with someone. I can't remember. Was he the bad guy or was he like the red herring?
He was the red herring. It kept
Yeah,
making him seem like he was going to be the bad guy because he was like, I think he was like the owner of the museum, or he was just like the manager or
yeah,
something. But they kept setting him up as the red herring. Especially there's that scene where Velma doesn't know she could trust him, and she starts to fall through that little catwalk. And he's like, "You got to trust me, Velma. Grab onto my arm and stuff like
yeah,
that." She's like hanging on, and so like throughout the movie, there's a lot of instances like, "Hey, he's the bad guy," but he's actually
yeah.
not. you know.
No, the twist, which we'll get to. Both these movies are pretty good twists. Besides, the
Yeah.
fact that it had to be bloody Scrappy. I hate him. But aside from the fact that it had to be my least favorite bloody character in the whole universe of Scooby Doo, this one has a good twist.
It does. And the twist comes with like an iconic joke, in my opinion. Like
Yeah.
every time I think of this movie, that's one of the jokes I think about all the time.
But yeah, so we also like see them go into this house where there's a fun little like laboratory, and we get Buff Shaggy.
Yeah.
Did they start injecting them with stuff, or did they just start
They were
drinking it? I can't
they
remember.
were drinking it. Yeah, they would see it in the refrigerator, and they thought it
Oh
was
yeah,
like soda or something. It was, oh, here we go. They just started drinking it.
yeah. I mean, like, what can I say? I've been working out recently, but
Yeah.
Check out my pecs, little man. Hush now, buffoon.
if we're talking about Shaggy, like he looks mental in this movie. And then there's also like the bit where they go to the bar with like the revealed villains who like went to jail. Like that bit is really funny in my opinion.
It is, and they're like throwing like they're using like the Scooby Doo gang as like their like darts, or throwing like like knives at them and stuff.
Yeah.
Their pictures.
And then they just all start doing like a dance off.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and let's not forget Scooby has another disguise at that scene. But
Yeah,
instead of being a
grandma.
grandma this time, they're dressed up like a disco dancer. They just
Yeah.
start dancing.
No, and we do see a few like of the older villains, but then we also get technically we get like some other villains in this movie as well, and they're actually real monsters, which is so cool.
Yeah, it was a nice different change of pace.
Yeah. And I can't seem to remember, but is it this movie where they literally have like a ghost pirate ship flying through like the sky?
That is this one.
Yeah.
That's when the main villain. I can't remember what they went by. The main villain, but they had that like mask on. They had like the hair coming out, and they were wearing like a suit or something like that. But
Yeah.
they were flying on the ship, and as they come into town, they're like Mystery Incorporated because they're looking for them.
Yeah.
Because they got that little tablet that created the monsters, and they're trying to like reverse engineer it to get rid of the monsters instead of creating them. And so I think that was like the scene where they were trying to like find them and get that device back.
Yeah, and I mean, as I said, Shaggy and Scooby, they're kind of sad in this movie because they just feel like everyone's just blaming them for like every single time they mess up.
Yeah.
Which, like, every time they mess up, it ultimately leads to like them catching the bad guy. It's in the name. We know you'll catch that villain. It's in the theme song.
Yeah, come on, man. They fall upwards.
Yeah. But so, do you want to talk about the amazing twist of this movie, or do we quickly talk about some of that stuff? Pretty much. So there's like this reporter lady who's like going around talking. Doesn't she like write like hit pieces about like Scooby Doo gang?
She does, and she makes Fred look extremely bad. And I've even used in some of my videos where like that there's that scene where he's like, "No, I know what you're trying to do. You're trying to make it seem like I think Coolsville sucks." And then she like edits it to where he says Coolsville sucks. And so it's like, and then like she just makes them look worse to the public.
Yeah, and she obviously made Scooby and Shaggy look horrible. But just talking about like the effects in this one, I feel like the effects in this one have actually aged better than the first movie.
I would say that because the first one, on Spooky Island, you had those like horned monsters. I can't even remember if they had a name, but like those little horned monsters.
They didn't say a name. They were just monsters.
Yeah. Though the CGI on that is a little rough, but this one, while still being rough, seems like it is a little bit more not dated. Like it looks like it could fit still. But even though the first one's a little more dated than this one is still a little dated, but that's okay. As we said before, these movies, they're not really made to be looked at a lens of if it's perfection or not.
2000s.
Yeah. And so it's like, it's also a Scooby-Doo movie. It's okay if it looks a little CGI. It's okay if it looks a little fake. It's Scooby-Doo. It's just a movie where you're supposed to turn your brain off and just have fun and just cruise.
Yeah, I mean, he's a mystery solving bloody dog, for God's sake.
Yeah. So it's like, just have fun with it. You know what I mean? And don't, expect it to be like some CGI that came out, yesterday. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because like you said, it is a 2000s movie.
Yeah. And I mean, they definitely did have fun with it. It's James Gunn writing it again. And I would love to see what he did with Scooby-Doo 3. Apparently, they were supposed to go to Scotland.
Yeah. I heard that rumor.
Yeah. Why Scotland?
I have. Yeah, UK.
Play the British national anthem, Ed Lachey, when you're editing this at 3 a.m. But yeah.
I'm gonna just start saying, editor say add this, editor say add that. Just make it as hard as possible. Editor Shay, add a 5-hour clip right here of complete edits. Just nothing but it.
That would be good for watch time though. But yeah, and then the twist of the movie is hilarious and just really good at the same time. So it's revealed that the reporter is like this old villain, which they put in jail, and then he apparently
he tried to escape.
Yeah, he died when he tried to escape prison. Which this prison is bloody mental, by the way. It's in the middle of the ocean.
It was like worse than Alcatraz. They had bro locked up, dude.
This is like the Raft in like the MCU, but not safe at all.
Yeah. Like they had bro pinned down, dude.
Yeah. There was no way to escape. And that what's that, like Coolsville jail? It doesn't seem very cool.
Exactly, yeah.
No, but so the twist of the movie is revealed that guy survived and he is the reporter.
Oh,
big twist.
Yeah.
And I mean, it is one of my favorite twists in like a Scooby-Doo movie. I feel like this one kind of is more original than the first movie, because the first movie I feel is pretty much just Zombie Island, but again.
Yeah, I can see that. But I mean, which it doesn't hurt it because Zombie Island also bangs.
Zombie Island is awesome. Expect a review for that at some point soon, by the
Yeah.
way. But yeah, no, it's just. I mean, do you want to say your funny thing about it?
Yeah, so all right, so their name is Dr. Jonathan Jacobo. I probably butchered it a little bit, but that's their name.
Yeah.
But they have the mask on of Heather the reporter, and she has her cameraman that's been there throughout the entire time. Just picture Gail and Kenny, basically, like a tag team that are always there together. And so they're both getting arrested and all, and then they're like, actually, it's not Heather, and then they take the mask off, Dr. Jonathan Jacobo. And then the cameraman was also surprised. It was a plot twist to hit them too. And then the cameraman is just like, "But we cuddled." it's just so silly.
One of my favorite little just jokes in the movie.
Yeah,
but I will forever laugh at that just because it's just his delivery on that line. Play it again, and Lachey. It's just so good.
Yeah, it is, dude. It's so good. And it's just the little things like that the cast, while not most of these people, at least like the cameraman, I don't know who the actor is, but it's like they killed their role, and like just about everybody in this movie did their part well. There was really nobody in there that was just like that kind of fell flat, you know. And then I think using the acting skills of these people tied to the writing of James Gunn just makes it for a really fun ride, where like just have fun with it. You know, turn your brain off and just watch Scooby Doo go to town.
Yeah, and the other thing is just the monster designs in this as well are really well done. Like even the effects on them still hold up pretty well. Like the tar monster, that electric dude. I don't remember any other ones.
There was the night. There was like the Black Knight ghost.
That one was funny. Like
the two skeletons. Yeah. And speaking of all those monsters too, there's tons of them. Like there's plenty of them, like the Minor 49er. There's that cotton candy one that we talked about. And a lot of those are just kind of the minor ones. Whereas like the electric ghost, the Black Knight ghost, and the skeletons and stuff like that, they're and the tar monster. They're some of the bigger ones. And like everybody in like the Scooby-Doo gang has like their own fight near the end of the movie. It's like Fred faces up against the Knight. Daphne gets the electric monster. Velma gets the two skeletons, and then they leave it up to Shaggy and Scooby, which is great writing because, you know, like you said, throughout the entire movie, they were kind of upset and sad and feeling just down on themselves because they didn't think they could accomplish anything because they thought everything was their fault. And so it's like a great thing where they have to push through that feeling and get it done.
Yeah. And they eat them. They just eat them. It's a great way to defeat them.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
The thing which I always thought when I was younger, which I'm just remembering now, I always thought that it would just like grow inside of them and just like explode.
Could you imagine? It just immediately becomes R-rated.
Horror movie with cotton candy growing inside of them.
I could see that being made one day.
Yeah.
But you know, and near the end of the movie, when they actually start defeating the tar monster himself, it's where like everybody gets grabbed by the tar monster except for Scooby, and he has he uses like the fire extinguisher to like freeze them and like skateboard off of them and stuff.
Yeah,
it's just it's fun.
It's like the opening of the first movie. It's just goofy.
Yeah. There's no logic. This movie has zero logic whatsoever.
Yeah.
But it's Scooby-Doo. It's not really supposed to. You know what I mean?
You don't need logic with Scooby-Doo.
Yeah. Because it's people in a mask, or in like 90% of this case, actual monsters. But like, it's Scooby-Doo. You know what I mean? Yeah. Have fun with it because it is fun. Yeah. I mean, it's just fun. That's like the biggest thing you can say about this movie. It's fun.
Yeah. Well, ultimately, what would you rate this movie out of 10?
If we're going on Scooby-Doo ranking, obviously, it'd be a 10 out of 10 because this one and the first one are the two best live action movies. Mm-hmm. And even when you add in the animated stuff, two of the best ones just in general.
Yeah.
And, you know, I know a lot of it could be nostalgia, but I hold a near and dear place to my heart with these two movies, especially the second one. I grew up watching this movie repeatedly.
They're your childhood. They're also my childhood because I watched them when I was younger as well. you know, 2000s to now, as I like to say. But I agree. This movie is amazing. I give it a billion out of 10. So
Let's
yeah.
go.
Thanks for coming on again, talking about this amazing cinematic Oppenheimer
Heck yeah.
level masterpiece movie.
Yeah, facts. I appreciate you having me on again, man. It's been a good time, and I hope the fans also enjoyed this movie as much as we do.
Yeah, let us know what you guys think about this movie in the comments, and if you don't like it, who hurt you?
Facts.
Yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. Thank you for watching the video. We're gonna go now because I'm gonna go and sleep, and he's gonna do something and probably yell at some people to get off his lawn. Good old man Wickles over here. But
Get off
yeah.
now.
That's pretty much it for this video. Thank you for watching the video. I am going to be doing some reviews for the animated movies soon, so look out for those. And until next time, bye.